Welcome to 30 Seconds or Less, the rapid fire NFL pick show where I make picks in 30 seconds or less for every game on the board, with the exception of the primetime games. You can find those on my Monday through Friday program, Chasing That Paper, right here on the Vegas Insider YouTube channel. Quick recap of last week. We went 7-4. We are now profitable in 3 of the last 4 shows. Let's get right into the action here for week 8. We're going to start things off in jolly old England. Broncos, Jags, give me under 39.5 points. So check this out. In 6 of the Broncos' 7 games this season, both teams failed to reach the 20-point mark. The average combined score in Broncos games this season, just 30.7 points. Denver is first in the red zone defensively and historically awful in the red zone offensively. Next up, give me the Bears plus 9.5 in Dallas versus the Cowboys. This line is wrong. How did the Lions close at plus 7 in Dallas last week, but the Bears are here at plus 9.5? Are the Lions 2.5 points better than Chicago? I do not think so. And don't forget that Dallas had a really hard time versus the Lions in that game. They were only leading 10-6 very late in the game, had a lot of luck, a 5-1 turnover differential in their favor. Just one double-digit loss on the season for Chicago. Next up, Raiders, Saints, give me over 49.5. These teams are 5th and 7th in yards per play. 4 straight Saints games have gotten into the 50s, with each team hitting the 25-point mark in all of those games. This is a great pairing versus a Raiders team that's dropped 38, 29, and 32 points in their last 3 games. Next up, give me the Panthers plus 4.5 versus the Atlanta Falcons. So tough call on this one, but I'll take the team that's getting the points, that has the much better defense. Carolina actually ranks higher in net yards per play as well, so I think that they can keep this one close. Next up, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Give me the Eagles minus 10.5 points versus the Steelers, second in net yards per play versus second to last in net yards per play. We have the Eagles at home, off a bye. I don't mind the big number here at all. The Eagles should absolutely destroy them through the air and limit them defensively. The Steelers only scored 10 points versus a very below average Dolphins defense last week. Speaking of the Dolphins, give me over 51.5 for Dolphins versus Lions, tied for 4th in yards per play, but 22nd and 32nd in yards per play allowed. Each great in the red zone offensively, but horrible defensively. Expect big plays in this one. 2nd and 4th in passing plays of 20-plus yards this season. In 3 Lions home games this season, the average combined score, 76.3. Next up, give me the Cardinals plus 3.5 in Minnesota versus the fraudulent Minnesota Vikings. So look for Murray and Hopkins to connect early and often versus a Vikings passing defense that is dead last in the NFL in yards per pass attempt allowed. And check this out. As a road underdog under Cliff Kingsbury, the Cardinals are a ridiculous 15-3-2 against the spread in regular season games. They've also been an outright winner in 8 straight regular season games as a road underdog. That is insane. Next up, give me the Patriots minus 2.5 versus the Jets, Jets. So since October 2011, New England 20-2 versus the Jets. Yeah, sure, you can argue that they're different teams, but I would argue that this is a good get-right spot for the Patriots after getting humiliated on Monday Night Football versus the Chicago Bears. So during the Jets' 4-game win streak, Zach Wilson has thrown just 1 total touchdown pass and is completing just 57.4% of his passes. Winning with that production at quarterback simply is not sustainable. Next up, give me the Texans plus 2.5. But the Tennessee Titans in town. A lot of ugly games this week. My God. So both teams stink. So give me the home team that's getting the points here. Check out Tennessee sitting in first place in the division with a minus 13-point differential. We're ranking dead last in all of the NFL in net yards per play. Come on. The Tennessee Titans are an absolute joke. Next up, give me the Seahawks flying high versus the New York Giants, 3rd versus 20th in yards per play, of course, favoring Seattle. And this one, who saw that coming from the Seahawks offense? And can we stop pretending like this Giants defense is any good at all? They're having a lot of luck, They're 25th in yards allowed per play and tied for last in yards allowed per rush attempt. And guess who is number one in the NFL in yards per rush attempt? You're right. It is the Seattle Seahawks, baby. Next up, give me the Washington football team plus 3 crack a Heineken, because this is going to be an ugly one versus the Colts. And the Washington defense coming on strong here, ranking 4th in yards per play allowed over the last 3 games. Also number 1 in the NFL in third down conversion percentage in that span as well. I like their chances versus Sam Ehlinger and a brutal offensive line. And let's wrap things up with a decent game on paper, I guess. Rams taking on the 49ers. Rams coming off their bye. Give me the under 42.5 in this one. So check this out. Rams at SoFi. The under is 17-5 in Rams home games since they started playing at SoFi Stadium in 2020. Their last 4 games overall have failed to even reach 35 points. Then you dig into some of the stats. Both teams are good on third down and in the red zone defensively, plus the 49ers defense, second in pressure percentage, 22 sacks allowed in 6 games for the Rams. So there you have it, in and out here, guys. In about 5 minutes? Quick recap: 3 favorites, 5 underdogs, 2 unders, 2 overs. Good luck with your bets. We'll see you for week 9. Woo!